Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. Time for Pick a Stack. Welcome. This is Barbara. Doesn't that feel glorious? We are starting off with the Lemurian Saint Germain crystal singing bell to raise the frequency of the cards, of me, of you, our pets, our plants, Mama Earth, the sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, anybody who's listening. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, that means you're keeping your frequency high. If it doesn't resonate with you, it means you need to get your frequency higher. Welcome. If you're new to Pick a Stack, this is what we do here. You think of an idea, issue, question, or anything pertaining to yourself, your loved ones, your community, or the world, and then you choose a stack. Today, we have 3 stacks. Stack number 1 is going to be a reading from the Chakra Reading Card Deck. That is by Rochelle Charman. Stack number 2 is going to be a reading from the Tarot of Dragons. That is Sean McKenzie. And stack number 3 is going to be a card from the Shamanic Medicine Deck. And that is Barbara Mickle-John Free and Flavia Kate Peters. The 2 women with the 3 names each. Lots going on in the world. Yeah, geopolitically, but who cares about that? I'm talking about what's real. We've got Mercury in retrograde coming up. We've got April 1st coming up. We just had the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. We've got solar flares, M class and an X class. I don't know, April 8th, we have this little solar eclipse that everybody's freaking out over. They want us to live in fear. Live in fear. I remember 7 years ago when we had the last full solar eclipse, the only thing we did was maybe get special glasses so we could view it. And I remember that day because when it was happening, there was a family in here in my shop, and we all went outside together, and we were looking at it through the special glasses. But now this year, we're supposed to do all kinds of crazy stuff, like make sure we have food and water and gas in our cars and don't go anywhere and have a communication plan, because why? Anyway, my whole point in this is you can live in fear if you want. That is low frequency, okay? And when anytime somebody's trying to sell you a low frequency thing, they're trying to sell you something. In this case, fear. My advice, don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. You're part of an amazing team. Most of your team is out there in a higher dimension. And they got your back, they got your front, they got your sides, top and bottom. They got you. There's nothing to be afraid of, especially a solar eclipse. Although I believe this solar eclipse is big in terms of an awakening. So whatever's going to happen, it's an awakening. And that isn't on an individual basis. We all awaken in different ways, different times. Sometimes it's a bam, like a lightning bolt, and sometimes it's slow over a period of time. It's whatever you chose before you came here. Having said all that, should we get started? Let's get started. If you chose stack number 1, you are going to get a reading from the Chakra Reading Card Deck. And I'm going to point out first, each stack has a stone today. And stack number 1 has this fabulous, I know it's hard to see because the light is just streaming down on top of me through that window. This is petrified wood, and it is carved in the shape of a Zuni bear. Petrified wood, bear. The bear is introspective. The bear goes in the cave in the winter and goes inside here contemplates and meditates. What are we supposed to be meditating on? Whatever works for you. What do I need to meditate on? What do you need to meditate on? It's probably two different things. And one of the things too is if you feel like you need to meditate on what's my next step, maybe your next step is just to sit back and go, okay, universe, I'm ready for my next step. What you got? Because I know it's going to be wonderful and fabulous. And so a lot of times my guides talk to me in songs. Pretty much every morning when I wake up, they give me a song. And sometimes it's for me and sometimes it's for pick a stack. Hang on, we got to pick up those cards. And this morning, the song is zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. So I've been singing that all morning. And oh my gosh, like my mood just lifted. At first I was going, I don't really want to get up and do the thing today. And I got to shovel my driveway. And then that song is going through my head and I'm going, I got this. I can tackle anything. So that's the song for the day. Zippity-doo-dah. So, well, let's just see if they have another card. The first card that came out that fell on the floor is Divine Wisdom. It is card number 36. And I see I forgot my glasses again. Oi, oi! Nope, that's going to be the only one. So card number 36, Divine Wisdom. It also shows a book. Divine Wisdom, 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. There's light coming out of that book and sparkles and stars and the whole bit. And one of the things that I find very interesting is in all these fear-mongering things, they never say stock up on a couple books. They say, oh, the power could go out. Oh, this could go out. Oh, have gas in your car. They never say stock up on books. Because what happens if the power goes out and there's no internet? People are going to freak out. You guys, just have a couple books handy. It's not rocket science. That is, if you can still read. And I'm saying that to the young people. You can barely write, and by that I mean cursive, printing, or grammatically, so I have a degree in English, and I am not by any means a snob on writing styles. But oh my gosh, it's like people don't know how to write anymore. We are de-evolving. Okay, so this is the last card in this deck. So that talks about some kind of completion. Or my guides just said finality. You have the divine wisdom of the universe available to you at all times. Everybody does. All you have to do is ask. Ask for everything. Ask them for everything. Ask them to help you remember things like where you put your keys or a phone number or somebody's name. Ask them to help you with, sending you a guardian angel that's going to help plow your driveway so you don't hurt yourself doing it. Because I got to tell you, I shoveled Monday and Tuesday and my body's a little sore because that snow was heavy. We went from no shoveling to all of a sudden in one day shoveling, 2.5 hours. So ask. I work with people every day. And I always say, are you asking your guides for help? Well, no. Why not? That's why we're part of a team. And you are not the head of the team. You are part of the team. Imagine the team meeting in a circle. There's no head, there's no tail. you're part of a team. Ask them for help. As you may know or not, you are deeply connected to and an expression of the divine light of the universe. This divine light has within it the powerful knowledge and wisdom of the cosmos. This light is all-knowing, wise, and an all-loving, intelligent light. You are reminded at this time that this wisdom is at your fingertips and that you are made up of this wisdom and that it runs through your blood. You can access it at will. If you have been searching for answers and guidance from sources outside of yourself, it's now time to look inward. What did I say about the bear? The bear is introspective. The bear goes inside of himself or herself. This card is saying the exact same thing. I don't choose this stuff, you guys. My guides do. And the fact that they chose the bear in this card, affirmations for each other. This is all about stop looking externally for validation, for affirmation, for fulfillment and satisfaction. Stop looking outside yourself. It's all in here. It's in your heart. It's in your head. And by that I mean the right brain, not the left brain where it's going to analyze everything. It's all in here. Think with your heart. Live from your heart. It's time to tune in, connect to, and become aware of the divine wisdom that lies within. Trust the calling to deepen and awaken this aspect of yourself as you start to also trust the wisdom that comes to you. You can ask for an affirmation, but seriously, if you ask for 14 affirmations, your guides at some point are going to go, we're just wasting our time. Because this person, they don't trust themselves. When you ask for all those affirmations, it means you don't trust yourself. Sometimes it can be challenging bypassing those crazy thoughts in your head in order to get to your heart. However, once you get that feeling in your body that everything is just right, you will know you are there. Pay attention to your body. When you ask for something and you receive an answer or you receive an affirmation, pay attention to your physical body because your physical body gives you the affirmation. You'll get tingles. Your hand will get cold or hot, or there'll be a tingling at the top of your crown. Something, but your body will tell you. And if it's not something good, your guts will tell you. How many times has something bad been about to happen and all of a sudden you feel the butterflies, you feel your guts going, no. Pay attention to that. Everything you need is either in this physical body or in your consciousness. Okay? Everything. You know, I just have to say this. I was watching an old episode of Northern Exposure the other night. And it's the one where Ed goes to this it's kind of like a trailer park with a carnival atmosphere. And that's where all the demons live. And these aren't the demons that we think of, you know, the dark evil demons. These are the demons of like external validation or low self-esteem, things like that. And he was going to fight the demon of external validation for somebody else. And so he was fighting this demon, and they're represented in human form, of course. And he goes to the woman who has this demon, and he says, I'm sorry, I fought this demon, but this demon is for you. It's your fight. Why am I sharing this with you? Because right now, we need to be fighting those demons, whether it's low self-esteem or external validation or addiction or victimhood. Whatever it is, we need to get rid of them. They are not part of you. You need to tell them to go away. This is part of this introspection. The bear goes in the cave. This is the cave, the mind and the heart. The bear goes in there to contemplate what it's been through and what it's going through. The bear is not thinking about, well, when I come out in the spring, I need to find some berries. No, that's not what the bear is doing. The bear is being introspective on the past and letting the past go and fighting those demons that it has. So it's really interesting that this is coming up. There's no coincidences. Somebody out there, most people have a spirit of something attached to them. It could be the spirit of greed, wrath, envy, jealousy. We call them emotions, but there's actually a spirit to each one of those. And you need to examine yourself, find out what spirit is attached to you, and tell it to go away. You don't need it. That's how we raise our frequency. That was stack number 1. That's why we only had 1 card, because holy cow, that was a lot. Let's go inside of ourselves, fight off our demons, tell them that we don't need them anymore, so we can rise up. Woo! All right. We are now going to move on to stack number 2 with a reading from the Dragons. Tarot of Dragons. Dun, dun, dun. And it's really interesting because all the decks today have red in them, and so do the crystals. I'm going to show you the crystal that you have for stack number 2. But I need 2 hands. This is a really big, heavy tower. 6 pounds. It's called Indian agate. And it's mostly red with some green in it. Ugh. That was one of those pieces that it just called to me, said, I need to be with you. And I said, okay. All right, dragons, we love you. What do you have to tell us today? What message do you have for us today? What message do you have for us today? I feel like there should be 2 cards. My 2 dragons are in the kitchen today. That would be my dogs. They were not happy about having to go in the kitchen. My little fire dragon, Angus, has become quite the mama's boy and does not like it when I leave. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, nice. So we've got 2 cards from the Tarot of Dragons, and we've got the 3 of Wands. Can we focus on that, please? Thank you. The 3 of Wands is the dragon sitting way up on top of the castle, looking down over the river where there's 3 boats. The dragon has 3 fiery wands. I call them boats, but yeah, they could be ships, but they look like boats to me. They have sails on them. The other card is the 8 of Cups. Focus, please. Thank you. So the 3 of Wands, that dragon is being very protective. It's protective of what belongs to the dragon. So the dragon is protecting the castle. These people in the boats are sailing by, but we don't know if they're going to stop, if they're going to try to invade, if they're going to try and conquer. We don't know what they're doing. So we are protecting what's ours. But we're passively protecting, right? He doesn't have a wand in his hand like this. He's just going, okay, this is mine. I got my wands right here if I need them, but I'm just passively protecting. Now, the Eight of Cups, this dragon, it's nighttime. The first dragon, it's daytime. This one is nighttime. The fire dragon is all in red. The night dragon is all in blue. Blue is the color for cups because cups is all about water and emotions. And so this is very, you've got the moon, which is very emotional, emotion bringing. For example, oh my gosh, I don't know about you guys, but this last full moon, which we're just out of now, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, man, that made me emotional. I was crying for no reason. Just weird. But that's the power of the moon. And remember, the moon is reflecting the sun, and the sun is sending out solar flares. So sun sends out solar flares, moon reflects it, people get emotional. And craving chocolate. So the Eight of Cups, all the cups are upright. The cups, I'm going to assume have something in them. I can't really tell. They're all shiny and glowy. And this dragon it has its head down and its eyes closed, but it looks like, it could be sleeping or it could just be still. So we've got this polarization here. We've got fire and water, red and blue, wands and cups, day and night. We've got all these opposites. Were you asking about a relationship? Because this is a twin flame right here. Twin flame relationships are polar opposites. If you were asking about something else, this is talking about polar opposites. So however you formed your question, if it doesn't resonate, but it kind of does, you might want to just reframe the question. And look too, the dragons are even facing each other. They're either facing each other or the opposite. They're not facing the same way. Everything about this is polar opposites. So if you were asking about a job, it's probably the polar opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. If you were asking about a relationship, it's probably a polar opposite of what you are, of who you are, of what you want, or it could be a twin flame. Again, twin flames are opposites. So I'm not saying this is a no to whatever you asked, but this is opposites. Like if I were to pick one of these for me, I am totally the fire dragon. I'm up there on my castle. I am a watcher, and I'm going to be ready because I'm a warrior. This one would be my opposite. This is my twin flame. So if I were asking the question, to me, this would be a no. It's up to you. I'm only interpreting the cards. You get to interpret the answer, whether this resonates with you. But whatever you asked about, this is about polar opposites. Interesting. Thank you, dragons. Okay, I have to point this out too, because they just put this in my head. I showed you this Indian agate. Red and green complement each other. On the color wheel, they're on opposite sides. Again, polar opposites. Red, green. Reminds me of the Red Green Show. I think he's still around. Red, green, polar opposites. Polar opposites. This is me today. That's me tomorrow. I'm going to be the opposite. Who knows? Maybe you're asking about your multiple personalities. Well, they're opposites. Let's move on. This cleanses the cards and the crystals and me and you. That's why I do it in between the stacks. And it lifts everything up. If you chose stack number 3, you are going to get a reading from the Shamanic Medicine deck. Your stone today is this fabulous jasper with quartz in it, carved in the shape of a buffalo. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So we have the buffalo, very grounded. Buffaloes, big and I resonate with the buffalo. He makes me happy. The elder that I was working with last year on the reservation in South Dakota has buffalo energy. And I asked him if I could give him a hug. And he said, "Thank you for asking." And I gave him a hug, and his buffalo energy came forward like boom in my face. And I swear I was hugging a buffalo. It was so cool. All right. What do our stack 3 people need to know today? What do our stack 3 people need to know today? I'm talking to the buffalo. Thank you, buffalo, for being with us today. What do our stack 3 people need to know today? What do our stack 3 people need to know today? That one. Interesting. This card is called Divination, and it says bones for casting. Now, what's interesting is last year when I was at the Pine Ridge Res, that's the card that came out. It's not something you forget. You are being thrown a bone here. Ritual casting of crystals, beans, sticks, or bones, and the interpretation of omens have always been used by shamans to assist with changes and challenges. It is time to open your eyes to the world around you. Stop relying on modern technology to answer life's questions. I'm going to take it a step further. Stop relying on the third dimension to answer life's questions. The world of spirit is not in 3D. Spirit is in a higher D. Asks you to train your awareness on the natural messages that are staring you in the face. We are given messages every frickin' day, people. Messages, affirmations, all kinds of stuff. But we aren't aware. So we need to pay attention with our eyes, with our ears, with our mouths and our noses and our fingertips, with everything. Did I say nose? Sometimes it's a smell. The true art of divination comes from being aware of everything around you. Make it a habit to ask the spirits and forces of nature for the advice you seek. I talk to the elementals all the time. Hang on, I need some water. Oh, by the way, this is my Black Hills cup with a buffalo on it. Make it a habit to ask the spirits and forces of nature for the advice you seek. They will hear your call and respond, but you need to take notice. To fully hone your intuition and trust what you see, go outside and observe. Notice the natural signs in falling leaves, cloud formations, animals, stone formations, plants, butterflies, dragonflies, birds, all of them. Your senses come alive when you do that. Your senses are not alive when you're doing this. No. They're actually dead. Your senses come alive when you're like this. In the light. In the sunlight. In the moonlight. Pay attention to what is going on outside. And then pay attention to what's going on inside here. Remember in stack 1, we talked about being the bear and being introspective. So when we ask for signs, and I tell people this all the time, and I did earlier in stack 1, we got to ask for help, right? We ask our spirit guides and our guardians and our ancestors for help. But then you have to pay attention. Ask them for help, ask them for a sign, and say, and make it obvious, please, because you know what I was going to say. I don't like saying that stuff on videos. I don't even like saying it, in real life. Ask for signs and make it obvious. Because we allow ourselves to be distracted constantly. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and you're talking about one particular thing, and in about a 5-minute span, that person has gone off on 87 tangents? Oh, it drives me crazy. Why are we even having this conversation if you're just floating all over? First of all, that means you're not grounded. And second of all, it means you're allowing yourself to be distracted, and you're not focusing on the present moment. A lot of times this is because of electronics. Be in the present moment. Now, sometimes being in the present moment means being unfocused, and that's okay, but not if you're having a conversation with another person, or you're studying for a class, or whatever. If you're supposed to be focused, then be focused. Do whatever you have to be focused. For me to be focused usually means I have my favorite stones on me, sometimes even in my hand, but always somewhere on my body. You know what I'm talking about. Being grounded, whatever that means to you. I have to go off on this tangent about being grounded. Yes, I'm still being focused. Being grounded does not necessarily mean you have to go outside and stand barefoot on the earth. Sometimes it's water that grounds you. If you are a water being, drinking water or taking a bath or a shower is going to ground you. If you're a fire being, staring at a candle is going to ground you. Or drinking some hot liquids, or taking that hot bath. I'm a little bit of each, but put me in a hot tub, I'm super happy. I'm usually going to have rocks on me somewhere too. If you're an air being outside with the wind blowing on you, riding a bicycle or a motorcycle, or driving with the windows open. You see what I'm saying? Whatever works for you is what you need to go with. Stop listening to everybody else saying, oh, you have to do this to ground. No, you don't. You have to ground yourself by whatever means that works for you. If eating a plate of spaghetti, I don't know why my guides just showed me this, but they showed me somebody eating a plate of spaghetti. If that's what grounds you, then that's what you got to do. Okay? I think chocolate grounds me because I do eat quite a bit of chocolate. It makes, it just takes me, I'm good. Whatever works for you, that's what you should do. As long as it is healthy, okay? If it's not healthy, please don't do it and find something else. If it's not healthy, it can be because the spirit of addiction is on you. Yeah, that's not grounding. Remember, tell that spirit to get lost. You do not need it anymore. You're done. And start learning how to live your life for you. Okay? That was stack number 3. You're being given a bone. Cool. The universe is throwing us a bone. Well, that was today's Pick a Stack. I hope you got something out of it, even if it's just this glorious singing bell. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys. You're the reason I do this. And I'm sending you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things, because I know you are worthy and I know you deserve it all. So, namaste, my beautiful soul family. Mwah. You'll see me again soon. Thank you.